Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever part of the country you're in. Welcome back to episode 2. Of course, my name is Donald E. Archey. To the second podcast of The Key to Unlock Happiness. I'm excited that you're able to join us today. And we'll be doing this. I think we've got like 10 episodes to go through here. Of course, the new book is what we're going to be talking about all through the episodes. The Key to Unlock Happiness, which is the name of the podcast. So we're excited about that. Listen, for those of you back to catch episode 2, we're going to dive into the book. But what I want you to do real quick, and I just want to throw a shout out. I need you to grab the book because we're going to go through the book chapter by chapter, and it would be so much more beneficial to you if you had it in front of you as we go through. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to visit the website. It's Donald, D-O-N-A-L-D, Archey, A-R-C-H-E-Y. I want you to go to the website. And on the website, on the first page, you're going to see it where it says purchase the book. Paperback. And then you'll also see right next to it, it says ebook. I want you to hit the ebook, purchase the ebook, because if you purchase the paperback, it'll take you to Amazon. It's going to take 2 or 3 days for the book to arrive. But if you purchase the ebook, you'll have it immediately, and then we can go through it step by step. You'll have it right now. And I think it only costs like $9. It's a great investment. I need you to do that. That way we'll be able to go through it step by step together. You'll have the book right in front of you. It'll be a fantastic, I think a fantastic read. I know it's going to be a great read. I think it's a fantastic book. But of course, I would say that because I'm the author of the book. So of course, it's a great book. But I need you to do that. Pick up the book, the ebook. That's donaldarchey.com. On the first page, you'll see where it says purchase the paperback. I don't want you in time you could purchase the paperback, but I want you to purchase the ebook so you'll have it right away because it's going to take 2 or 3 days for the book to be delivered. Now, if you do want to purchase the book, that's great too because you know we are on tour right now, nationwide tour, and I will autograph that book. I don't know if I'm going to hit your state, your city, but odds have it I'll be somewhere close, and maybe you can come and I can autograph the book for you right there, and we can shake hands and meet each other. Oh, by the way, I did want to let you know that we do have an upcoming event. That's going to be May 18th. That's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. For all of you that's in the Fort Wayne, Indiana area, get ready, get ready, get ready. We're on our way. We're coming to Indiana. So I'm excited about that. That'll be May 18th, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I believe that's at Union Baptist Church. You have the senior pastor out there. That's Dr. Lake. And that event is open to the public. So you definitely want to come to that. That's, on the first podcast, we kind of introduced ourselves and we talked a little bit about me, my upbringing. Of course, you guys know now I'm from Indiana, Anderson, Indiana. So this is kind of special to me to go back to Indiana. There was an old song. I don't know if you guys remember the song. I'm going back to Indiana, Indiana, where I'm from. Anyway, that's where I'm from, Indiana. So I'm excited to go back to Indiana. I also want to thank Decta Unlimited. That's our sponsor who takes care of all the bills. And if you want to be a part of the podcast, perhaps get involved and be a sponsor, drop me a line on donaldarchey.com and let's talk about it. I want to thank the the producers that's all in the back that handles everything. A big shout out to them. We are coming to you live out of Miami, Florida. If you haven't been down here to Miami, come on down. Absolutely gorgeous today, about 80 degrees. And we're not very far from the airport, actually. So when I think after the first 10 episodes or so, we're going to have guests coming in. I think this is a great location because the airport's not far away. So you can fly in, come to the studio, we'll do the podcast, fly right back out. So it's a great location on that. Just to recap a couple of things real quick. You guys that weren't able to catch the first episode, we went over, I'm from Anderson and all of that. But I wanted, going back to Indiana, of course, we we graduated from Ivy Tech. For those of you that want to go to a community college, I got to give a shout out to Ivy Tech, 'cause that's where we got our AA degree. And then, of course, graduated over at Indiana University, IU, got our bachelor's, and then came down to Florida. Big shout out to FAU, all the alumni out there. Graduated from there with our master's degree. Dealt with a lot of psychology, dealing with Plato, Aristotle, Socrates. So a lot of the things you'll see in the book is from my studies in psychology, dealing with great thinkers of the past. And then later we received an honorary doctoral degree from the institution out in California in motivation. So we're very excited about that. But I say all of that to you. I say that to you. Dreams come true. Never stop dreaming. Reach for your dreams. Reach for your dream goals and aspiration. Never say never. Never give up. Les Brown says it's possible. So all of that is possible, which brings us back to today's episode. So what I want you to do, you guys, I don't know if you remember Zig Ziglar. We do a lot of sales. I've been in sales my whole life. We do, of course, not only motivational speaking, but we do sales seminars all over. Just got back from a sales seminar, and we do techniques and closing techniques. But I learned a lot of that from the great late Zig Ziglar, one of my mentors, and had the opportunity to sell cassette tapes with him. And I just learned so much from him. And then I had the opportunity to work with the motivator himself. I sold cassette tapes. Of course, you guys know the great Les Brown. Fantastic motivational speaker, and being able to watch him and learn from him some of the techniques that he used was a blessing to me. That's why I'm here today. A lot of people in between that we met that helped us along the way. But I wanted to go over a couple of things with you real quick. That's what I wanted to do. I want you to grab the book. Now, for those of you that already have the book, open it up, open it up, open it up, open it up. For those of you that do not have the book, I need you to go to the website and purchase the ebook. So you'll have that within minutes, and we'll be able to go through it step by step. You'll see it step by step. Happiness and success, ladies and gentlemen, are a state of mind. Now, let's open the book up real quick. I want you to see something on the first page. You go through the contents in the table, but I want you to see this on the very first page. It says, and I'm going to show it to you, and I want you to see this. Can you see it? Come in closer. Come in closer. There you go. I want you to see that. Read that first page. I'm excited about this. You guys, I get excited just trying to help people because, happiness, it's elusive. There's a secret to it. And I have found out in order to find happiness, you have to be diligently looking for it. You have to seek. And when you seek, and one of the first things I said in the book, seeking happiness. Now, some folks stumble across it. But for the majority, we have to look. And the word seek means you got to look. You got to move things around. And it's thinking. Part of this is thinking. A big portion of it is thinking. It's called thinking your way to happiness. But I want to read this to you just real quick. And you guys that have the ebook, you're following along with me. It's the introduction. I've got a lot of quotes. I wanted to tell you, you're going to see a lot of quotes in here from Aristotle, Socrates, Dr. King, oh, my goodness. We've got quotes. So you're going to love that. But it starts off, it says, have you ever heard of the old saying, looking for love in all the wrong places? You've probably heard that. It's an old saying. I remember my mom and dad used to tell me that. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Then it goes on to say, could it be that some people are looking for the elusive secret to being happy in all the wrong places? I want to stop right there because that's a powerful, powerful statement. What has happened, because we live in what's such a materialistic world. It's developed, it's turned into more of a materialistic world. And society says, in order to be happy, you have to have a 3, 4 bedroom house. You have to have the white picket fence around the house. You have to have a 2-car garage, 2.3 kids, 1.2 dogs, and a cat. And then you have to have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the bank. Now, if you have all of that, then you will be considered happy and successful. Well, I come to tell you that all of that is incorrect. That is not incorrect. And that's what we mean by looking for happiness in all the wrong places. You will not find happiness in material things. You will not find happiness in wealth. You will not find happiness in fame and fortune. That is not happiness. Short-term happiness, but it is not long-term happiness. Now, we could go and give examples of folks that are multi-millionaires, popular all over the world, have everything that they could possibly imagine. And you have seen some people have committed suicide, have died, have done unbelievable things, but yet and still they are not happy. This is a prime example that happiness is not materialistic. Happiness is a state of mind. You determine when you're happy, not society. Don't let society determine your happiness. You'll find happiness right where you are, regardless of your gender, regardless of your age, regardless of your social status. It doesn't matter. You're the one that decides when you're happy and when you're not. Happiness is a state of mind. Success is a state of mind. You determine when you're happy and you determine when you're successful. Don't let society determine your happiness. You're happy when you say you're happy. Let's go on. This is fantastic. I hope you guys are getting something out of this, because I'll tell you something. The whole secret behind this thing that we're doing today and all through the podcast is to give you the tools, the ammunition to utilize to transform your life in some type of way in a positive direction. That's the secret, to continue to be happy. You decide when you're happy. Now, I want to say something that's very powerful. One of the great philosophers, Aristotle, Socrates, and Napoleon Hill, and if you've never read the book, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, I want you to get that book. Purchase this book first. Purchase this first. But I need you to purchase that book, because Napoleon Hill makes a startling statement. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, you can achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a powerful statement. I want that to marinate in your spirit. If you conceive the thought, and if you believe what you conceived, then you can achieve it. Let me share something with you. You can't achieve something you don't believe you can do. You got to believe you can do it. And don't let other folks tell you that you can't do it. They told me that I was too old to go back to school. They said, you're too old to go to college. You won't. The technology has changed. And back in my day, I'll be 63, God willing, in August. And when I grew up, we didn't have computers. A lot of the technologies we have today, we didn't have when I grew up. So when I went back to school, I had naysayers that would say you're too old to go back to school. They're on computers and you don't even know what Microsoft is. So how could you possibly go to college? I had folks tell me that. Ladies and gentlemen, I went back anyway because I had a thought. Because I wanted to go back to college. I wanted to go to school. I wanted a degree. And when I graduated high school, I'll tell you a little story. When I graduated high school in Anderson, Indiana, I graduated at the bottom of my class. I barely passed. I barely walked across the stage. I think if I'd have been any lower, I wouldn't have. 1.0 grade point average, the worst of the worst. They had a category when I went to graduation that said the most likely not to succeed. They nominated me. Can you imagine going to a graduation and being nominated for the one that's most likely not to succeed? I think it was a joke, but how that affected you. But you know what? I didn't care because I was just happy to graduate. At the bottom of the class, when I went and received my associates, I said to myself, I'm going to prove everybody wrong. That inner peace, that inner thing came out, and I call it a desire that transforms from a regular desire to what's called a burning desire. Napoleon Hill writes about that. There's two types of desires. There's a desire, and then there's a burning desire that you just refuse to be denied whatever goal you've set. And my goal was to go back to college, but not only to graduate, but to graduate at the top of the class, to prove them all wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I graduated at the top at IVT, I graduated at the top at Indiana University, and I graduated at the top of Florida Atlantic University. Yes, sir. And at 50-some-odd years old, not knowing anything about computers, but I learned. And you can do it too. Whatever goals, dreams, and aspiration you have, don't let folks tell you or define your goals or define what you can do. You can do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. You just got to have the goal and that desire that turns into a burning desire that you will not be denied whatever it is you're seeking. And that's how you do it. But anyway, I get excited because I'm not talking about something that somebody told me. I'm not talking about something that I've read about. I'm talking about something that I know. I've experienced it. I'm coming to you to tell you you can become whatever it is you want to become as long as you know what it is you want to become. Goals, you can do it. But anyway, I get overexcited. I get overexcited because I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. Now, let's go back to the book. For those of you that have your book, I read that first paragraph to you. Now, I wanted to read the second paragraph to you, just quickly. Is it possible to be happy and wealthy in a materialistic society like ours? That's a question. Is it possible? Is it possible to be happy and successful without the picket house, the 3-bedroom house, the picket fence around the house, the 2.5 dogs? Is that possible? To be happy and not have those things, to have the yacht, to have the thousands of dollars in the bank. Is it possible in a materialistic society that we live in? Yes. The answer is yes, it is. And during the book and in the book, you're going to read stories of folks that are everyday people, just like you and I, that are happy. And they're not multimillionaires. They don't have the picket fence around the house because happiness is a state of mind. They're happy because they had their children. They see joy in raising the family. They see joy in family. They see joy in life. They see joy in just going outside, say, thank you, Lord, for another day. Do you know how many people are unable to open their eyes and get around on their own? And we're able to do that. That's a blessing. That's enough to be happy. It's happy to wake up in the morning. It's happy to be able to move around. You got to find happiness in little things, not the big things. Happy. But that's a powerful statement. Now, so we answered that. And the answer to the question is yes. And you'll find examples, and I went over that. But I want you, I highlighted one other thing in here. It's on the second page of the introduction. And I wanted to read this to you. And for those of you that have your ebook, it's on the second page. It's the last paragraph. And it says this. This book has no new theories. See, I'm not sharing something new. This is something that's been around for centuries. Great thinkers like Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, they would have long-lasting debates, arguments on this thing called happiness. What was the definition they would argue? How do you define happiness? And Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle all had 3 types of definitions. You'll find them in the book. But the one thing that all 3 of them agreed upon, and these are great thinkers, They agreed that thoughts are things. That they agreed upon. And we're going to get into that. But that's a powerful statement because thoughts, that's what I'm getting back. And I want you to understand that happiness and success is a state of mind. You declare when you're happy. You declare when you're successful, not society. And people go, how do you walk around and and have a smile on your face every time I see you? Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I have two types of days. I have good days and I have better days. I talk to people and they say, I'm having a bad day. I go to myself, how could you have a bad day if you woke up? How could that be a bad day? No matter what is going on in your life, how could it be a bad day if you're breathing? So I only have two types of day, and I want you to put that in your arsenal. I want you to only have two types of days. You have good days, and you have better days. I get excited about this thing because I want you to catch on. I want that smile to be on your face all the time. Find joy just waking up in the morning and say, thank you for another day. I'm happy today because I woke up. I'm happy today because I can see. Do you know how many people can't see? I'm happy today because I can get around on my own. Do you know how many people can't get around on their own? Appreciate these things, and that creates happiness, joy from within. You can't take the joy out of me because I'm excited about life, and I want you to get excited about life. Every day you wake up is a great day. It's another opportunity to make it. I tell people all the time, don't ever say never because it's possible. The dreams, goals, and aspirations that you have, it's all possible. God gave us all the attributes we need. I wanted to touch on another thing in the book. And I don't know if you know this, but it's a scientific proof. It's a fact that the mind is like a magnet, and it will attract the most dominating thought that's in it. Let me say that again because that's a powerful statement. That's something to make you go, what did he just say? To make you think. The mind is like a magnet. And you know how a magnet attracts metal? Your mind will attract the most dominating thought that's in it. Well, Donald, what do you mean? The mind is like a magnet. And it attracts the most dominating thought. What do you mean by that? Let me tell you something. If all you think about is negative things, if all you do is watch TV and the news and hear all of the bad things that's going on, you're putting in nothing but negativity in your mind. If all of your friends that you hang out with are negative, all things are bad, the economy is bad, look how high the gas prices are, look how high the interest rates are, it's all bad, it's bad, 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 bad. If you're taking in all that negativity, that's what your mind is grasping to. If you're on the internet and watching nothing but negative things, another thing you're going to have to do is start letting go of people. You're going to have to clean your inventory out because you've got to get away from people that are negative. I go, how you doing today? Oh, it's a bad day. I got to go. Put your hand up. I'll see you later. I got to go. People call me on the phone, man, Donald, things are bad. Click them. I just hang up. There's sometimes I see, and I got a couple buddies. you know, bless their hearts. Um, they're working. We're all we're all a process. We're working in process. We'll never get this thing correct until it's all over. But we can strive to perfection. But we'll never get it 100%. And some of my associates, I got their number saved, and you probably have that too, and you can see who's calling. And I see one of my buddies calling, and I'll tell you, he's a good friend of mine, but I'll tell you, he's a work in progress. He has got to be this one of the most negative persons. It goes back and forth. Sometimes he can be positive, but let something not go right, and boy, he just goes right back into the gutter of negativity. And I see the caller ID come up, and it says such and such, and I look at it. I don't want to block him because you could tell when someone blocks you. I just push click and I don't even answer the phone. Have you ever done that? Am I the only one? Am I the only one that sees a caller ID that comes in and you don't want to talk to him and you just put it down? But I say that to you, and you're probably watching the podcast. I'm not going to say your name. You know who you are. But we're all working in progress. None of us is going to get this thing 100% right. But what we can do is eliminate a lot of this. So be careful of what you watch on TV. Because if all you're taking in is negative things, it is almost impossible to have a positive attitude. Be careful of the type of things you're listening to. Be careful. Because if all you're listening to is negative things, it's going to be difficult to produce positive results. Be careful of the things you read, and that's why I want you to go grab the book. Go grab the book. The Key to Unlock Happiness. It's a positive book. Be careful of the things you read. Be careful of surfing on the web. Because if all you're taking in is conspiracy theories and negativity, it's hard to produce positive thoughts. It's like the old saying, you can't plant an apple tree or an apple seed. You plant an apple seed, you're going to produce an apple tree. So it would be impossible to plant an apple seed and produce oranges. That's impossible. It's the same way with thinking. You can't have nothing but negative thoughts and have a positive attitude. That's impossible. It can't be warm water and cold water at the same time. It can't be night and dark at the same time. That's why when I said there are no new philosophies in this book, I'm not sharing anything new. This has been known for centuries. I'm just writing it in a way, in layman's term, without big words, that you'll be able to grasp the ideal that thoughts are things and that success and happiness is a state of mind. That's the bottom line. I'm excited about it, and I apologize for getting a little energetic and energy. You should come to one of my events, Fort Wayne. That brings me back to Fort Wayne. Those of you that are in the Fort Wayne, Indiana area, get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm coming. I'm on my way. May 18th, I'll be there. 5 p.m. at Union, I'll be there. I want you to come out. Bring your books. I'll sign it for you. We'll take some pictures, but I've got something for you. And when I do these workshops across the country, I have a bag of keys that I bring with me. And while I'm on stage talking, I'll throw out a key because I'm dropping one of the keys to unlock the key to happiness. I'm dropping it. Thoughts are things. I'll drop a key because thoughts are things. Whatever you think about, you conceive and believe, you can achieve it. And I'll drop a key. Pick up the key. Pick up the key. Pick up the key. That's what I say. Oh, you're going to love it. We're excited about Fort Wayne. If you're in the Fort Wayne surrounding area, come on by. Come on by. I'd love to meet you. Now, you're going to have hundreds of thoughts running back to back. Boop, boop, boop. This thought, this thought, this thought, this thought, this. But the truth of the matter is, and it's a fact, scientific, you can only have one thought at one time. It makes you go, huh? And if you think about it, think. You can't have 4, 5, 6 thoughts at one time. You can only have one thought at one time. And if you don't like the way you're feeling, guess what? Change the way you're thinking. Change your thinking will change the way you feel. Thoughts are things. You can only have one thought at one time. So now that I've dropped another key, a key, I dropped a key, I just dropped a key, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. One thought at one time. If you don't like how you're feeling, change the way you're thinking. Change your thoughts. You have control of your thoughts. Your thoughts don't have control of you. Now, let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. It took me years on this concept. Because when it was first taught to me, I threw it away. See, I wasn't ready for it. But you're tuned in today. You're ready for it. You're ready for these keys. So you're ready. You're looking for this thing called happiness. Thoughts are things, and you can only have one thought in your mind at one time. If you don't like the way you're thinking, the way you're feeling, change the way you're thinking. When someone told me that, and I won't tell you their name, they're one of my mentors, I threw it away. I said, no, I wasn't ready. But today I understand, and that's why I'm sharing this with you. These keys, pick up these keys, because these are important keys. You can only have one thought at one time. If you don't like how you're feeling, change the way you're thinking. Now, your mind, because I'm just throwing this on you, is not going to all of a sudden say, oh, okay, I'll give the control to them now. I'll let them control the thoughts. Your mind's not going to do that. It's going to fight. Because all these years, it's been doing what it wants to do, so you have to train your thoughts. And it's going to take some time. It doesn't happen overnight, because we didn't get the way we are overnight. And I'm throwing these keys to you, and some of you have already heard of this, but some of you may not have. And for those of you that have, I want you to grasp it and move on. And for those of you that never heard this, I want you to pick it up and run with it. Run with it. You have control of your thoughts. Your thoughts don't have control of you. I know you find that kind of hard to believe, but it's true. Change the way you thought. Let me do a little workshop with you real quick. Shut your eyes and think back of the time that something dramatic was happening in your life. You were in a deep argument, back and forth with whoever it was. See it, visualize it. See, go back and reminisce. Bring that back in your mind. The argument going back and forth. Now, as you're seeing this, what's beginning to happen? Your heart rate is beginning to pound a little faster. Your palms are beginning to sweat, because you're going back in your subconscious mind and you're visualizing an incident that got you excited, whether it was positive or negative. The reason I say that little exercise is that you have control of your thoughts. If you don't like that feeling that you just had, then don't have that thought. It's a powerful thing, and it's exciting. It is exciting. Now, let's go on. And we're running out of time. I see we're running out of time. I've got so much more I want to go over with you. We're not even in the first chapter. We're just doing the introduction, just the introduction. And you know, one of my quotes in it on the first page. Turn to the first page. Turn to the first page. I want you to turn to the first page. Just that first page, right there. This is why it's so important, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to grab the book so we can go through it page by page. You'll have it in front of you. Go to the website, DonaldArchey.com. The first page, you're going to see where it says, buy the paperback. And then it says, buy the ebook. Purchase the ebook, because the ebook will be there immediately in a matter of minutes. The paperback takes 2 or 3 days to get there. That way, we can go through this together. But I wanted you to see that. And I'm going to read it to you real quick. For those of you that don't have it, next week when we when we come back, I want you to have that ebook, okay? Or for those of you that's going to wait until to buy the book will be delivered. I think Amazon delivers it in 2-3 days, so you can buy the book. I don't care if you buy the book or if you buy the ebook, just as long as next week when we see each other, have it in front of you. That way we can go through it step by step, and you'll have it. It'll help you. I always get a highlight myself And I highlight certain things in the book because I want to go back and, I want to read that again. But you can do it however you want. Some people just use a pen and they underline certain things. But this is a quote I wanted you to read. Thinking creates thoughts. Now, stop right there because we talked about this before. Thinking, T-H-I-N-K-I-N-G. Thinking. Think. Slow down and think. Slow down. We live in such a fast-paced world. I don't know if you guys ever been to Miami, but if you ever come down to Miami, it's a fast pace. It's fast paced. And if you go on the freeway, people they're in a rush to get to wherever it is they're going. I mean, it is, and those of you that's been to Miami, you know what I'm talking about. It's a rush. But and that's how a lot of people live their lives. They wake up, they're rushing this. They got to get to work, and there's things we got to do every day. And then you got to do this. You got to go pick up the kids from school. I got to go drop them off. I got a dinner engagement. I got this to do. I got to be at work at a certain time. I got to take a break. I got to go to lunch. I got to go to work, and then I got to go home. I got to eat. I got to pay the bills. Then I go to sleep, and then I wake up and I do the whole thing all over again. But I need you to slow down and appreciate the good things along the way. We live in I live down here in South Florida. It's absolutely gorgeous. Even when the thunderstorms come, it's gorgeous. I find something good out of everything, and you've got to do that too. You've got to find goodness out of everything. But I said thinking creates thoughts. Now, the next phrase, and thoughts blossom into desires. Where do you think your desires come from? They come from thought. Thinking creates thoughts. That's where the thoughts come from you thinking, from something you saw, from something you heard, from something you read. Thoughts. They turn it into a desire. You may have had a thought to open up your business, but you never did it. Why didn't you do it? Is it because people told you couldn't do it? Is it because you didn't believe you had the funds to do it? Is it because you didn't believe you were in the right social status to do it? Why didn't you do it? If you had the thought, why didn't you do it? Because we let outer things stop us from reaching our goals, dreams, and aspiration because we're letting society tell us what we can and cannot do. I want you to stop. I want you to stop letting society tell you what your dreams and goals should be. Let me tell you something. Eve, do you know how many times I was writing this book and had to start over? I must throw another key to you. Persistence wears down resistance. Persistence is resistance, arch enemy. Keep doing it. Keep going. Get back up. And I always say, and you'll hear in my seminars, when we fall, and we will, fall on your back so you can see your way up. Get back up and do it again. Failure is not failure till you accept failure as failure. Failure is a springboard to success because every time you fail, that's one way you know doesn't work. That's all part of succeeding, is failing. You need to fail. Hey, I want to do a shout out because you know I'm going back to Indiana. You know I'm born and raised in Indiana, and I want to give a shout out to the Pacers. That's right. The Indiana Pacers are moving on. I had to say that. I'm from Indiana. We're so excited about the Indiana Pacers. And congratulations to all the team because I'll be visiting you no matter what state you're in. But, we haven't been to the second semifinal. I think it's been 10 years or something like that. So, Indiana is known. We're the basketball capital of the world. I know some of you in the part of the country. I know you're saying no, but it's true. It's true. Okay, we're running out of time. I want to get a couple more things in. Okay, now that thoughts are blossom into desires. And then it says that turns into a burning desire. Now, we talked about this, and Napoleon Hill wrote about it in depth, and I wrote about it in the book. I want you to get the book, grab the book. Listen, also, I wanted you to do something for me. Subscribe to the Facebook page. So that way you're able, go to Donald Archey, go to YouTube, and subscribe to the YouTube page. I'm sorry, the Facebook you can follow, but the YouTube subscribe. So that way you can keep up with all the different episodes that we're having on the podcast. Just go to YouTube and then type in Donald Archey and then subscribe to it so that you're able to do this every week, because we're coming every week. But Napoleon Hill talked in depth about it, and I do too in the book, about desire and burning desire. There's a difference. There's a difference in a desire and then a burning desire. A desire, but before you can have the burning desire, you got to have the desire. Now, once you have the desire, that needs to be transformed into a burning desire. And a burning desire is you have to define it in your own way. I define my burning desire as if it's something that gets inside of me from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, and I will not be denied. I will not stop. I don't care how many times I fail, I'll get back up and do it again. It's just like going back to college. That was a desire that turned into a burning desire. I was relentless. I was determined to prove them wrong, that I was going to walk across that stage and receive my associates, my bachelor, and my master's. I was determined. I didn't care if I had to stay up all night to study, which I had to. I didn't care if I had to drink Mountain Dew and coffee all day and all night, which I did. But I was determined, a burning desire to do it. And that becomes a burning desire. You refuse not to achieve the goal that you set out to do, whatever that goal may be, whatever it may be. And it doesn't matter how many times you fail, you just get back up and do it again. I'll just get back up and do it again. I'll just get back up and do it again. Persistence wears down resistance. It's its arch enemy. It fails. Resistance will eventually crumble to persistence. You've been wanting to open up that business, that job? I challenge you today. Go do it. No, it might not work the first time. That's okay. Do it again, and 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 eventually you will succeed. Because every time you fail, you know that way won't work. Persistence, being persistent, but you can't be persistent if you don't have a desire that turns into a burning desire. Because that burning desire it's relentless. It's relentless. You just won't give up. And then your dreams and goals will happen. Now, let me tell you something. You're going to have ups and downs. There's nothing in life for free. You know, I give these speeches and I can encourage you. And when people leave the seminar, they're all hyped up and they're ready to go. And then they get out back into the world and disaster happens. I call it Murphy's Law. Whatever can happen will happen. And you got to be ready for it. That's part of life. You're going to have trials and tribulations. You're going to have ups and downs. But you got to keep going. Grasp it, take the good from it, and move on. Learn from it. And move on. But whatever you do, don't give up. Whatever you do, don't surrender. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote, and it's a powerful saying, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. That's powerful. Keep moving forward no matter what. Resistance will crumble to persistence. I'm excited, but I've got to get through this. I want to read this last part. So it turns into a burning desire, which transforms into visualization. Now, we spoke about this last week. We spoke about visualizing whatever it is you wish to do before you do it. And I go back to the basketball. We're in the NBA playoffs right now, and all the teams. And when I watch these players, I'm in awe because of their athletic abilities. But I'm going to share something with you that I heard a couple of the players say. When they were a kid, they dreamed and they saw themselves playing in the NBA finals. Now, some of these young men are 20, 24, 24, 25, 26 years old. But when they were in elementary school, they visualized themselves playing on a professional basketball team. They visualized themselves playing in the NBA tournament, the playoffs. They saw it when they were 5. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm dropping keys. I'm dropping keys. That's powerful. I was listening to one interview after the game, and one of the players said that it was a dream for him, and he kept seeing himself as he grew up from 5 all the way up into his middle school, as he played basketball, and in high school and in college, of taking the last shot, that the game was tied, and there was only 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock, and that he would have the ball, and that he would be back at the three-point line. And he would shoot the ball, and the ball would go into the net. And then all the fans would start screaming and yelling, and the Confederacy would come down, and all his teammates would come and hug him. He saw all of that before it ever happened. That's what I need you to do. I need you to see your dreams before they happen. I need you to visualize whatever it is you wish to do before you do it. I need you to see yourself doing what it is you want to do before you do it. Conceive it, believe it, and achieve it. It's possible. It's possible. And then the last part of that quote is after we visualized it. So after we've done that, the last step, ladies and gentlemen, visualization causes faith. Faith. That's in the quote. And then at the bottom it says Donald Archey. Without faith, it's impossible to achieve it. If you don't believe it, I don't care how much desire you have. I don't care how much burning desire you have. I don't care how many times you visualize yourself doing whatever it is you wish to do. If you don't have faith that it can happen, that voids out all of the things that we just talked about. V-O-I-D. It voided it out. It voided out all your dreams. It voided out all your goals. Voided out all your goals. And that's because you don't believe you can achieve it. That's where faith comes in. The Bible says faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen. See, to have faith, you got to have faith in something that you can't see it. Or if you could see it, then why would you? You don't need faith. You don't need F-A-I-T-A. You don't need it. Faith is the ability to see something that you can't see, but you see it. Faith is the ability to believe in something you can't see, but you see it. You feel it. You know you're going to do it. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what no one, well, I shouldn't say no one. A majority of the people that are doing whatever it is they're doing, they visualized it and they believed that they could achieve it before they did it. I'm telling you, that's how it works. That's the visualization that I'm talking about, and that's the faith. F-A-I-T-H. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in your abilities. Yeah, you may not be where you want to be right now. Yeah, you may not have the education that you want to have right now. Yes, you may not have the financial structure in your life that you want right now. Yes, you may not have the job that you want right now. Yes, you may not have the living facilities that you want right now. But you got to have faith that whatever it is that you want to achieve, that you want in life, that you can do it. I don't care how many people tell you you can't do it. Get rid of those people. I told you that earlier. There's some people you're going to have to let go. You're going to have to let go. Either they're going to have to change or they got to go. And that's just not friends. That's some family members. I'll tell you something. There's some family members out there you're going to have to let go. Love them from a distance. Love them from a distance. Love them from a distance. If they can't get on board and give you words of encouragement and pat you on the back and lift you up, if they can't do that and all they're going to do is tear you down and tell you how bad you are and how bad things are and what you can't do, let them go. Let them go. God bless you. I love you. But we can't kick it like that. You can't be in my circle. Not like that. You got to have to make some decisions to reach this thing called happiness. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be walking around he and ha-ha. It's not an easy task, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth being happy. It's worth putting in the work to achieve this thing called the secret, the key to unlock happiness. It's worth it. The trials and tribulations you go through make you better. Your past is a springboard to your future. You never surrender, never give up. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve. Thoughts are things. I'm throwing keys at you. Pick up the keys. The keys to unlock this thing, this thing called the elusive thing called happiness that we're all seeking for. No one walks around, no one in their right mind would walk around and say, I want to be miserable every day. I just want to wake up miserable. I want to my whole day, I want it to be miserable. I want to be unhappy every day, every minute of the day, every second, till the day I die. I just want to be miserable. Who would say that? Now, I'm going to the extreme, but I want you to understand that the happiness is a state of mind. You're happy when you decide you're happy. The hell with what people say. You don't need the house. No, let me say something. Wealth is not a bad thing if that's what you want. If that's what you want, if you want that wealth, then make that your goal. Make that your goal, your dream. You can have it. Wealth is a good thing. Money is good if that's what you want. But don't rely on being happy based upon what you have. Because that's short-term happiness. That's materialistic happiness. Happiness is with here. Happiness is here. It's not on what you own. It's not on what you wear. It's not on what you drive. It's not how much money you have in the bank. That's not happiness. Just understand that. But if happiness is that $1 million you want, then yes, you can have it. That job that you've been looking for, yes, you can have it. That car that you've been looking at, yes, you can have it. And you know what? Visualize yourself doing it. Some of you have been wanting to buy a new car. I was talking to somebody not long ago at a conference, and they were telling me they wanted to buy a new car. You know what I told them to do? I said, what kind of car you want? They go, I don't know. Well, that's too big. That's too big. That's too big. I said, I want you to find out what car you want. Think. What kind of car you want? And then once you decide what kind of car you want, I want you to go and go out to the car lot and go look at that car and go take a picture of that car. And then once you take a picture of that car, I want you to sit in that car. And the salesman would now right now he said, "Well, I don't have the money to buy the car." I said, "That's okay. You don't have to have the money right now. Sit in the car. See yourself just driving down the freeway. Here in South Florida is 95. Freeway 95. See yourself driving that car. And then when you take the picture of the car, I want you to take that picture and put it on your refrigerator door. Huh? And then put a picture in the mirror in your restroom. Huh? So every day you see that car. You visualize that car. And I told my friend, I said, you know what? You're going to end up with that car. You're going to have that car. That's what you have to do. There's some steps you got to do, and everyone that's done this, they've done the steps. I'm not talking about something new. I'm not sharing a new philosophy. I'm not sharing any new techniques. I'm telling you things that are for sure. This works. This works. And if you don't have these tools, and if you're putting everything on being happy based upon material things, it's short-term happiness. It's short-term happiness. Now, I've got to get ready to go. I know we've covered a lot. I've enjoyed it. I really have. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you do. I want you to follow me on Facebook. That's Donald Archey. Go to Facebook. Also, and then follow me, and then hit up to your other friends so that we get it out on Facebook. Also follow me on Instagram. Follow me and send links to all your friends and family. I was told that I'm doing a TikTok thing. I'm gonna be a TikToker. I don't know how to TikTok, but I'll learn. But we'll do a TikTok. Also, I need you to go to YouTube and Donald Archey and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you're able to see all of the upcoming events that we've got, and also the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I've enjoyed it. My producers are telling me we're out of time, but listen, never surrender your dreams. Never give up. Never say never. It's not over until God says it's over. And as long as you're breathing, it's not over. Keep the faith. I'll see you next time.